I've noticed in the last day or so that things have calmed down a whole lot regarding the immigration. Like when people thought that it was Trump's fault and that he was separating families. But when the truth came out, or the truth began to start coming out, then all of the attacks on the Trump administration started depleting. And so now on Facebook, you hardly see any posts regarding the immigrants or the children that were being separated from the parents, from the parents. Now, this came across on snoops.com, and I really don't care too much about these so-called fact checks websites or snoops.com. But since there's a lot of people that go by this, okay, and this is somewhat their Bible, their truth Bible, I've decided to make a video and post it on YouTube. Now, it's funny to me that as long as this was taking place under the Obama administration, it was quiet. Nobody mentioned it. Nobody was in an uproar. Nobody was concerned about the immigrant children that were being separated from their families or being trafficked. But when the lie went out that it was Donald Trump's fault, then the media or the internet, social media, went crazy. And they donated over $20 million to allegedly help these children that's separated from their parents. So now that the truth came out and they've learned that it was a lie, what happens to that money? Do they get their money back? And who's receiving this money? So you mean to tell me it's okay to fund human traffickers when the Obama administration, or better yet, the Trump administration, was separating children that were with people that potentially wasn't their parents? Until they found out that these were these kids' true parents, they separated them, but people went crazy. And it had nothing to do with the children. That's like false love. That's fake love, because they cared nothing about the children. They were just trying to prove that the Trump administration, Donald Trump, was incompetent, that he's the bad guy, that he's the devil, that he's Hitler. But if you recall, during the Obama administration, they had memes and photos of Obama being Hitler. So make up your mind. Either you love Obama or you hate Obama. Either you love Trump or you hate Trump. But they both can't be Hitler. Because the same thing they're doing with Donald Trump, they did with Barack Obama. Remember what they said about Michelle Obama? Said that she was a man, even gave her a penis. So you can expect for them to say things about Melania Trump. But anyway, this is what Snoop.com had to say. Did the Obama administration place immigrant children with human traffickers? Now, when this truth came out, what's strange to me is the fact that the outcry, the anger, subsided. Nobody's angry anymore because Barack Obama did it. It happened under his administration. So nobody's angry anymore. Nobody's concerned about these poor immigrant children that was passed off to human traffickers, or that was separated from their parents. They're not angry no more. Where's the outrage? Why aren't people upset with Barack Obama now that the truth came out? And see, what's happening is the fact that people really don't want truth. People are under a strong delusion where they would accept a lie rather than the truth. That's in the Bible. before I get to this article, it takes my mind back to when President Donald Trump was running for office. You had all of these so-called witches across the country that decided to unite and put a spell or a hex on Donald Trump to make him fail. I'm starting to believe that those curses really worked. Because if their curse was to cause Donald Trump to fail and to cause his presidency to fail, it might not have affected him personally, but what they're doing, what that curse, that witchcraft has done, was that it began to start working on the Trump haters. So now you have all of these people at the same time. It's almost like they're in sync with each other. They're in tune with each other. And everybody was posting all of these immigrant children in cages, was talking about how horrible it is. People start donating over $20 million to help human traffickers. Listen, nobody has ever donated to any YouTuber, or any, for that matter. You have a lot of charities out there that really need that money here in this country. There's a lot of homeless people that need that money, a lot of veterans that could use that money, but yet nobody cared enough for those veterans. Nobody cared enough for the aborted babies. Nobody cared enough for the homeless people in this country. But you donated over $20 million to human traffickers because you were angry at Donald Trump, because you were controlled by the media and by witchcraft. You're being used as a pawn to attack Donald Trump. I challenge you to sit back and think to yourself and honestly ask yourself the question, why am I really upset and angry? Why am I really against Donald Trump? What exactly did he do to make me so upset? And where did I get that information from? And if you are honest with yourself, you will begin to start realizing if that witchcraft allows you to, because keep in mind, the people that are mostly affected by that witchcraft are people that are anti-God, that are people that are for sodomy or sodomites, or homosexuality, those that went along with the gay agenda and all this abortions and all this other nonsense out there that's immoral. Those are the people that's most affected by that witchcraft. And I was going to do a separate video on that witchcraft over America. But this is why you reacted and responded the way you did. It had nothing to do with those children, because if you were angry then, you should be angry now at Obama. And every one of you that have Obama's family posted on your Facebook page or Instagram page, you should take it down. If you are really for the children and you are against illegal immigration or the separation of the families, you should take those pictures down off of your Facebook. And Time Magazine, all of those people out there, the Trump supporters that disagree with what Time Magazine did when they put that false information of that little girl, everyone should cancel their subscription to Time, because they're putting out fake information. Why spend your money for fake information? But wait a minute, you did that when you donated over $20 million to human traffickers. But let me get on with the article. Did the Obama administration place immigrant children with human traffickers? A congressional report and criminal indictment resulted from a 2014 incident in which the multiple immigrant children were handed off to a human trafficking ring. And then it says claim. The Obama administration placed immigrant children with human traffickers. Ratings true. So according to your website, snoop.com, it's true. On 17 June 2018, right-wing blogs published a flurry of stories reporting that the administration of former United States President Barack Obama had handed immigrant children over to human traffickers. The report were posted in response to the public outcry over a policy enacted by Obama's successor, Donald Trump, whose administration in April 2018 announced a zero-tolerance immigration policy. Under this policy, all adults who are caught crossing the southern U.S. border between ports of entry are being charged with federal crimes and then separated from accompanied children. As the policy went into effect, news reports documenting scenes of distraught, traumatized children being torn from their parents by immigration authorities and images migrant children being held in cages created a backlash from both sides of the political spectrum against the Trump administration. In response to the growing fallout, the president's supporters wrote up stories criticizing his predecessor based on a 2015 criminal case and a 2016 Senate report stemming from a Marion, Ohio human trafficking ring that used migrant children to force labor on egg farm. Now, keep in mind, you have people that will comment and say, well, these illegal immigrants work here and they contributed to this country and they worked hard. Well, these illegal immigrants that's helping these helping these businesses out, like for example, this egg farm, well, that's the result of human trafficking. That's not making them money. It's helping the big businesses and the human traffickers. It says right-leaning blogs like westernjournal.com, Conservative Tribune, for example, confusingly reported the media was silent about the case while aggregating their story from a New York Magazine report. The left-leaning media stayed strangely silent when the detention of migrant children went on for years before Trump took office. And now it looks like they also kept quiet when Barack Obama's administration literally placed immigrant children in the hands of human traffickers just a few years ago. And I'm going to end right here. It says, the United States government placed an unknown number of Central American migrant children into custody of human traffickers after neglecting to run the most basic checks on these so-called caregivers. In other words, the parents. The ones that Trump separated from the children that drove everybody crazy, insane. New York Magazine reported in 2016 based on a Senate report. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this because there's more information on the bottom. You guys can read it for yourself. I'm going to put the link on the bottom and you guys can go read that for yourself. But regular news media is not going to report this lie. They're not going to report it. They're not going to report the truth that came out as a result of the lies that drove people into insane and drove people into donating over $20 million, giving money to the human traffickers. It's funny that before Donald Trump took office, I've watched so many videos on YouTube of Black Americans talking about human trafficking and how a lot of these kids, like what's the female in Chicago that was in the freezer, saying it was because of they wanted her body parts or whatever, and then a young boy that disappeared, it was found dead, talked about he was found and some of his body parts were missing. Well, this was all done under the Obama administration. Trump wasn't president at that time. So if you donated money, call yourself showing support to these kids being separated, but yet your true motive is because of the fact that you are against Trump, guess what? You are also assisting and helping with these body parts that are being, what's the term it was being used, where there's a term for that. But anyway, where they harvesting body parts. You've now become a part of that harvesting of body parts because you funded money now to human traffickers. So, congratulations. You now are a part of the human trafficking ring. You are now a part of, the harvesting of body parts. Although you spoke out against it, you are now officially a part of that. See, because you thought that by donating that money and by posting all of those ads on Facebook, you were coming against the Trump administration. You were trying to prove a point, but it backfired on you. And now I'm letting you know you actually supported human trafficking. You supported the harvesting of body parts. That's why a lot of these children were separated, because the people they separated them from weren't their parents. That's like me taking one of your child, kidnapping one of your kids, and taking them to another country, and they just let me through because I said, this is my child. But yet, they weren't too sure of that, so they separated us. So now everybody's going crazy about that child, my alleged child, being separated from me. Right? So you protested and you sending money to support me. I'm the human trafficker, but you sending money to support me, right? And I'm getting all this money and all this support from you guys, right? And then they give me back your child that I took. So I'm able to skip right across the border with your child, and you paid me. And that's exactly what you guys have done. So congratulations. You are now a part of the human traffickers, and you are a part of the body, what do they call it? The body part, whatever. You're now a part of that. You now harvest body parts. You invested in that. So feedback, tell me what you think. And if you guys like truth, for you, those of you who like truth, just like those Trump haters that donated over $20 million to human traffickers and that donate that money to organ harvesters or whatever you call it, feel free to donate to this channel. The link is on the bottom. Donate freely. If you like truth, click on that link and make a donation to this channel. So feel free to subscribe, share this video. Until next time, I'm fearless.